In looking at cities, you really are looking at a microcosm of a smarter planet. Everything happens in cities, and if you truly want to make a city smarter, you've got to look at how all of the city systems interact. By systems, I'm not talking about IT infrastructure, we're talking about public safety, we're talking about health, transport, utilities, water management, the lot. It all happens in a city and it all has to come together in an interconnected way to improve the life of citizens in a city and also to make a thriving economy for businesses to work in.
So the big question from an education perspective is, we think of education as the time between 0 and 20 when we go to university and then come out, but actually education is a lifelong activity.
I mean, traditionally, individuals have been at school, they've gone to university, and I remember as a student saying, right, that's the last exam I'll ever do, and you think that's the end of learning, and that is changing.
I think students will have greater control over their education throughout their lives, not just as in an undergraduate or at a school, but as they progress out of that. I think as we're developing a knowledge economy, you'll find that people are far more engaged and looking for ways to further their own education in all sorts of manners as time progresses, I think.
We're going to find that people in the workplace are going to be continually learning, doing more qualifications, whether the vocational courses, academic courses, it's all going to develop continually.
Cloud computing clearly is raising eyebrows within the education market at the moment. I've had a number of conversations with clients across HE, all of whom recognise that the cloud vision is one that's here to stay, and there's a real benefit for them, both reducing costs and improving service levels.
The smart city does a lot of the work that the police force have had to do on foot in the past. So surveillance systems, safety systems, systems that control where vehicles go, how fast they drive, all of these aspects are part of creating a city that helps the management of citizen safety and citizen security.
The benefit of smarter healthcare is principally to patients, and that is to improve the patient experience and to improve patient outcomes. It also helps with the efficiency of the healthcare organisation.
I think one of the big challenges we have in the NHS at the moment is we don't work as a system. So the GPs have one computer system, we have another system, community hospitals have another, mental health trusts have another. And so if we could move towards having one system with one patient record, become a system where the patient was at the centre rather than all these fairly large and complex organisations trying to work together. I think we need better systems to target future planning because we need to know how many beds do we need for how many conditions. We need to know what consultant specialities we need. I think this is where smarter cities, not just smarter healthcare, becomes really interesting because a lot of that information is not just held by us as an NHS, it's held by local authorities as well. So people go through both of our systems. If we could have all the information related to social care, related to school-aged children and how that's going to change, then that could actually make the whole system work hugely better.
The biggest challenges are the money flows. So today, a lot of the decisions are made by people who are doing the best they can given the systems that have been put around them. And the challenge we have now is asking ourselves, well, why are those systems still appropriate for the future? How do we change them in a way which doesn't undermine some of the fundamental principles of safety, security, citizenship, but still allows us to be effective, optimised, and be able to really succeed in the global landscape?
A city is a complex system of systems, and at the end of the day, IBM is well known for our ability to run large systems integration projects. Our middleware capability, the open standards, the interoperability, our scalability, cross-platform support really put us in a great position to start to handle the types of challenge that a city needs to address, whether that be integrated water, transport, energy, you name it, across the multiple problem spaces that a city faces today.
But many of the solutions need new ideas and new thinking more than they need new technology. We've got the component pieces, it's a question of working across the boundaries between organisations so that we can re-engineer this system of systems to work in a different way.
It's about us thinking in different ways to respond to a different opportunity. And that sometimes is the hardest challenge of all. So it's often not the resource base, it's often not even the scale of it, it's thinking in new ways about how to do this.